It's time for more dungeon creation antics with my greatest friend in the world, Dompe.
You consider me a friend? Well, good, because I fucking hate you.
Alright, man. Did you really have to shoot me down like that? I'm just trying to be nice, and you're ruining everything for me. Well, I may as well make it really fun by starting with a fucking shield. I have to fill in the whole fucking thing. That's fun.
It's a shield because you only get 5 hearts in the adventure part. So you gotta defend yourself, see? There's a lot of space you didn't fill here, too. Makes for a long, tough dungeon. But hey, when it's done, you get to write your name on it.
Oh, it's right shit! What are you talking about, you asshole? You liar. It's like this guy really just wants to piss me off. Well, guess what? It's working! I'm already angry! Don't let him get you. He does this to everybody. He's just a dickhead. You're not wrong, but I kind of wish he was just better, to be honest. It would make me feel like, I don't know. It'd be nice if he was just a better person. My God. You really hate him that much? Yes! I hate him incredibly so! Also, looks like I can't put that there. So I gotta change the entrance to being something different. I gotta change those rooms too! Thanks, fucking dungeons! God damn it, this place sucks. Alright, I'll just move these here instead. Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to the bonus episodes of Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. This is your host, the MJ406. And, well, if it wasn't obvious, well, yeah. Do the same thing we always do. Wait. I can't even get through that! This has to be a different chamber. Okay. Alright, that makes a little more sense. Okay. Oh, I was gonna say, that would have been such bullshit if they fucked me like that. Yo, I'd been so mad. Then again, it is, well, some Zelda crap, so I guess I should have expected it, but still a dick move, to be honest. Still a bit of a dick move. Alright. But either way, yes, we're back to the Dungeon Creator. Because, well, it's pretty much the only thing we got going for us. So, yay, fun times, I guess. I love it. And a nice reminder, I gotta keep filling in these chambers with things. I gotta keep filling up all these chambers so I can get rid of them. So I have to fill in the whole thing. So I may as well make it as simple for myself as possible. Which makes me feel like I'm about to do something really fucking strange. Oh, right, I need the key rooms as well. What should I place there? That is the real question, isn't it? Because there's not really an easy method to go about this, so I have to really think it through. Gotta make it key rooms of some kind. But they make it so hard for me to want to pick. Okay. There's one. And I can take one here, too. Alright, with the bare minimum achieved, now I just have to figure out how to finish off the dungeon. Ugh, why do I feel like this is going to be a real pain in the ass? Let's call it a hunch. Ooh, okay. Here's a great idea. I can try to make it. Oh, I have to circle around this thing. This is going to suck so bad. Well, anyway, last time wasn't I talking about, you know, trying to figure out a way to, I was gonna come up with the idea of being able to rank all my Zelda games. Which I guess I should still be in the middle of considering, huh? Because, well, that would be a fun way to go about things, but at the same time, well, it is complicated. You know, while I'm in the middle of this, I probably should be thinking about this list right now, since it's on my mind. Oh, God. The more I look at this, the more annoying it gets for me, trying to figure out exactly how I want to structure this. You're gonna have to throw some bosses in here, so just man up and accept it. Oh my God, this chamber's so big! I hate it already! I hate it already! Man up. Just deal with it. We'll be fine. Okay, anyway. Yes. I've been trying to think of the idea of ranking all the Zelda games, starting from the bottom and going to the top. Which, honestly, should not be that hard. Probably. So I'll try to think of something. And, well, while I do, yeah, I'll try to keep things interesting for us, sure. Okay, anyway, I gotta think of these Zelda rankings. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm sounding like a fucking moron right now. I kinda hate it. Remember, make this as straightforward as possible for yourself, so that way it's much easier in the long run. Oh, okay, I thought it told me I did something wrong. I was like, wait, what? What'd I do? Oh, god damn it. Okay, anyway, I may as well start at the very bottom for doing this. Man, I might only be able to do 2 dungeons an episode, which is really upsetting to me. But it's just kind of what has to happen right now, huh? Okay. Well, the very bottom of my list, let's see, we decided there are 19, but I guess I can round it up by saying there are 20. I'll do a cop-out and say my very bottom of my Zelda list should be pretty freaking obvious. The CDI Zelda games. I mean, I know for a lot of people it's basically beating a dead horse, saying that the CDI Zelda games are crap. Well, doesn't mean we can't talk shit about them, because... oh boy, the CDI Zelda games are crap. They are bad. So, you know, I don't really have a lot of trouble trying to talk shit on them. Like, they're bad for a reason. It's because they're terrible. It's because nobody likes, you know, looking back at them. They're that bad. Like, and that's what happens when you try to have, you know, a different company working on Zelda games. It just kind of gets dumb. Yeah, for lack of a better word, it gets dumb. And, well, it's kind of what leads us to the situation we had with the CDI Zelda games. Nobody likes them, nobody wants to remember them because they're, like, if you guys ever think that frickin', ooh, I gotta be careful here. Alright, there we go, I got it. If you guys ever think that Zelda 2 is bad, just remember the CDI games are worse. Oh god, why did I do that? I meant to do this. Well, that was stupid of me. What a nice brain fart I had. Alright, well. Oh, I'm not looping the way I thought I was. Well, either way, I have to loop all the way around this place, so this fucking sucks. Also, I hate you keep doing this without throwing in the other things you wanted to do. I want the rupee chamber. I want to get my rupees faster. Yeah, with how complicated these are, we're only going to be able to do 2 an episode. Man, this sucks. Alright, pick a good room. Pick a good room. Make it nice. And we'll be good. There we go. Alright. I don't care about putting the other ones in, because those are just going to put me in danger. Let's go. Alright. Oh, yeah, I got 5 hearts. I should be very careful with that. Right. I almost forgot that was part of the challenge of this. Shit, man. Well, that's what the boomerang is for. To make things easier for me by killing enemies, simply. Ow! Right, remember you hold R to use your shield, moron. I'm definitely glad I picked the friggin' defensive tunic over the offensive one. I feel like it'll work better for me this way. That's right, asshole. How dare you try to attack me like that? But yeah, very bottom of the CDI Zelda games because they're bad. Well, let me just put it this way. 2 of them play like a bad Zelda 2. That's kind of why I brought up Zelda 2 to begin with. Like, people don't like Zelda 2 because it's a platformer more than like a, you know, overhead or 3D adventure exploration game. So people tend to diss Zelda 2 because of that in particular, which, don't get me wrong, there are definitely a lot of things you can discredit Zelda 2 for. But, well, I always feel like, you know, tacky just because it's different from the other Zelda games is a little much. Sure, its ideas could use better execution, don't get me wrong. I do agree with that. At the same time, though, it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing. There definitely could be worse. Yeah, I'm sure there has been. So, you know, more often than not, I'm willing to give Zelda 2 the benefit of the doubt. While the two that are on the frickin' CDI, oh, those two are just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. You know, I should come back for this in the end. On my way back. Yep, if I do things right, I know exactly how I want to be able to finish this dungeon off. Worry about that then. But yeah, they're basically a bad Zelda 2. They're awful. They're awful, they suck, and I hate them. I've seen enough of the first two platforming Zelda ones in action. Don't get me wrong, the cutscenes are hilarious. They're great memes. But you know, if you actually feel like you need to go out of your way to legitimately play those games, seriously, do yourself a favor and avoid it at all possible. If you're able to avoid it, do so. Damn, they're not that hard to avoid because they've never brought them back on anything. You can emulate them or somehow get your own CDI to play them if you really are curious about the Zelda history of the games that people do not like to talk about because, yeah, for those of you who are unaware, whatever the hell the Philips CDI is, yeah, just remember that Sony came about originally because, ooh, Guardian Acorn, thank you. Sony came about because, you know, they wanted to do a CD drive partnership with Nintendo for, you know, a game playing device. However, Nintendo decided to partner with Philips instead. And being a little resentful, Sony decided to create a rival gaming console. And that's what happened with the Sony PlayStation. So you can thank Nintendo for the PlayStation being a thing, for the most part. Man, really did it just out of, I was gonna say out of pettiness, but honestly, you know, pretty legitimate reason to create a friggin' console rival. Because you try to do a partnership with somebody who's in the business and they basically turn their nose up at you. You're like, well, fuck you then. Fine. We'll do it your way. You want me to show you what I can do in the console space? Yeah, sure. We'll do our own console. We'll do our own video game console with blackjack and hookers. Okay, I feel like I'm eating off topic here. Jeez. Yeah, especially the hookers. I'm sure Sony has it. Anyway, I'm sure Nintendo does. Stop talking! Anyway, yeah, the first two are rough. Their cutscenes are at least, you know, mildly hilarious. There's like a cheesiness to it. Like, there's even an indie developer that made their own game that was inspired off those. Like, yeah, it's one of those things, like, yeah, it was a bad idea, it was poorly executed. That being said, I wouldn't hate if they tried it again. Then again, I'm the person who wishes they had a Zelda 2 remake. That is a Zelda game I feel like it's constantly overlooked. We're not that part of the list yet, we're talking about CDI Zelda, but yeah, long story short, the CDI Zelda games are crap. And they're not even the only ones. You have the Zelda 1 Gamelon and Link the Faces of Evil. One you play as Zelda, one you play as Link. The third one, Zelda's Adventure, which is basically like Zelda 1, but worse. Oh god, whiz robes. Right, use your boomerang. Oh, I forgot, I can't hit them with my sword. God, I hate whiz robes. But yeah, it's really not good Zelda's Adventure. It's basically Zelda 1, but much worse. Where one of Gamelon and Face of Evil are at least mediocre, so they're not, like, terrible games, you just rather not play them. Zelda's Adventure, from what I've seen, is outright bad. It's outright bad. Some people like to say it's better because it's like Zelda 1 rather than be like Zelda 2, but oh no, that does not give it any credit at all. It's still horrible. Like, there's no reason to even give it any dignification at all. Nothing. no redeeming quality whatsoever. Don't even think about it. It's bad. Anybody who wants to say it's better than the other two? At least the other two are tolerable. Ugh. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, that's the only Zelda game I can absolutely, legitimately say is a bad game. Or at least the other ones are just poor executions. This one is just outright terrible. Like, the first boss, the speedrunning strategy for beating it, from what I heard, is to fucking slash it 400 fucking times. Yeah, that makes for a fun fucking boss in a Zelda game. Let me slash the fucking thing repeatedly. Oh, what an amazingly fun time. Seriously, who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Who the fuck is the monster that thought that was cool? Oh. Oh, you're a monster. I feel bad for them. Some of them probably actually cared about the game they were making, but the limited power of the Philips CDI was part of the reason those are all so bad, but, you know, it doesn't help. It doesn't do it any favors. I'll just say that. So, yeah, the very bottom of all the 20 are all the CDI games kind of bundled together. That tends to be what most people do with it anyway. They bundle them all together because they're that bad. Which, honestly, I'll be better off. Better off you do just bundle them all together. Honestly, it's really not worth going out of your way to look at them. If you're a younger gamer and know Zelda only from, like, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, maybe Link's Awakening, or one of the 3DS games, and don't know what the hell the CDI games are, I'd say look them up on YouTube if you're honestly curious. I don't even think that's worth it, though. I don't even think that's worth it. Like, the cutscenes are the only thing worth looking at. The gameplay is just not great. Like I said, if you're curious about the gameplay, play Zelda 2. It's better than those. So there you go. That ought to help you get a better idea for what you're looking for. But yeah. Okay, so, number 19. Now we get to an actual legitimate Zelda game to say is one of the worst. Although this one kind of feels like it's really obvious. So, my second worst, number 19. Legend of Zelda! Triforce Heroes. Honestly, it feels like a gimme to say this one's bad, but, well, basically took the idea of 4 swords and tried to add some depth to it. And, they failed. Triforce Heroes is easily the weakest Nintendo-developed Zelda game that there has been. Like, 4 Swords Adventure, yeah, they're a multiplayer, and, you know, Zelda's a single-player franchise at heart, so, yeah, it's kind of weird to think of it even being a good idea. But again, 4 Swords and 4 Swords Adventure happened before Triforce Heroes and proved it could work. Especially if they actually, like, care. It can actually be legitimately good. Oh, jeez. I don't like the whole setup for that thing. Feels like I had to set something up so that Bobcat could blow up that wall. Well, I succeeded, so we're good. Weird, I actually have to blow it up that way. Neat. They definitely simplify some of these rooms. As they probably should. But yeah. Triforce Heroes, I played it. I tried to beat it. I just could not will myself through that game. So, I mean, the whole thing's an interesting idea. You're all working together trying to conquer basically like a super dungeon somewhat. And, well, you know, you guys are supposed to collaborate together. Hi.
You're still at Play Pep. Come see me when you feel like you can't go on.
Good idea to have that in this dungeon, though. Because, well, I could need it. I could get myself hurt real badly in here without knowing it. I just could not get around it. I mean, they had a lot of things, so, like, you know, a lot of the point of it was getting a lot of stuff for, like, customizations, extra hats, and extra tunics, and all that shit, I guess, if I remember correctly. But, you know, I guess it's fun for the online gameplay component, which, oh yeah, there's online gameplay. And because if you're trying to play a bunch of random people, that's where it gets kind of ugly. Because, you know, communication is key. The stickers they have there are helpful, but not ideal. So, it's not as you know about Nintendo's online multiplayer efforts. They don't allow great communication easily. I mean, look what they try to do with the Nintendo Switch's online communication. They try to do it through a fucking mobile app, because they couldn't even do a dedicated thing in the Switch. Like, yo, if that doesn't scream freaking horrible implementation or laziness, I don't know what else would. Like, come on. That should be pretty telling, to be honest. And yeah, I feel like it is. That Nintendo doesn't know how the fuck to do online multiplayer. With no voice chat, only having little link figure things to basically do, like, cheers for, or, like, try to communicate people to come your way, or do something to help you. There's only so much you can do. And some people are very sour about getting, like, the right treasures and all that, so people would quit in the middle of it, and then you basically wouldn't be able to do anything. Like, it was a great attempt. It was a decent attempt in trying to basically bring Four Swords back and have online multiplayer for it. But because of Nintendo's online infrastructure, it kind of hampered what could have been. Also, it just wasn't memorable anyway. So, yeah, there you go. That really is the long and short of it. Just not fun.
The Zelda doesn't even want for the grave.
And again, I didn't think the villain was memorable. I don't even remember who the villain is. That's how not memorable they were. I don't remember shit. But yeah, of the Nintendo developed ones, that's easily the one at the bottom for me. Oh, I gotta do bows for this? Oh god, at least this one looks a little more straightforward.
You like this one? Well, don't speak too soon. You know you can use a sword here. You've got all the other junk, right? Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, you say that, you fucking dickhead. You do this on purpose, and I fucking hate you for it. I really do. Well, pick a boss you don't need your sword for, so there. Alright, I gotta pick a stair chamber to be able to get over there. Which I should definitely do. Pick one of these. I gotta think of the ones I immediately need first, so I can... Oh dear. Okay. Not the way I was expecting this to work out, but... Ugh. Keep it simple, just to make it easy. Just keep it simple. So that way, I don't have to worry about problems. There. As long as I'm smart about it, we'll be fine. See? Is this so bad when you actually think it through? Oh god, you have to fill out that whole thing too. Oh dear, you did not think that part through. Shit. I have to fill out the whole thing, don't I? Yep. How the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. That really doesn't make sense. Oh! Well, that's gonna be fucking annoying. Now I realize how that's gonna work. Oh, dear. So I need multiple stair chambers. I should have seen that coming. And yet I didn't. Alright then. I'll have to make this work somehow. This is going to be a painful, bumpy ride. Alright, we'll get a lot of treasure chests early on so you make this easy on yourself. Alright, well. If I had to really think of another, let me just try to think this through. There we go. That'll help solve that problem. There we go. Alright, this is working out fine. This one's a lot easier to do. Thank God. This is so much better. Okay, good. The stairs are connected exactly the way I want them to be. Which is perfect for me. Good. I hope it stays this way. It keeps itself simple. Okay, but my third least favorite, Zelda game. Honestly, it's kind of easy for me to do this list early on. It makes a lot of sense in regards to a lot of my thoughts. Alright, before I forget, let me pick a good room to drop this in. I will drop it, pick a good room, preferably. Aha! That's a good one. As long as I don't get hit on my way through there. Okay, there we go. I got what I wanted with that. But yeah, my third least favorite is a pretty easy pick, if I had to say so myself. Oh, whiz robes. And it would be the original Legend of Zelda. I know it's not always, like, a nice pick to say the original Zelda is one of the worst, but honestly, it's more because, you know, it is the first, so it's kind of hard for me to really, like it. Like, yeah, I've never been big on the original Zelda. Because, well, the original Zelda is kind of ass. I never liked the original Zelda that much. Because it just, ugh. I just don't find it to be a fun time. And yeah, if you people know my channel and early history, I played through Zelda 1, Original Quest, and Second Quest on my channel. So believe me when I say I have played it. More than I wish I did. So, yeah. I know more about that Zelda game than I'd like to. I'll just leave it that way, because just thinking back at that Zelda game hurts. It's not a fun experience to remember. It really isn't. So yeah, there you go. I'm not a bit... Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, God, I didn't realize I put that in there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, well. At least they let you know there are chambers that you put in that required the sword. Whew, I'm glad they told me. Holy shit. I didn't realize I did that. Alright, so you I still have to remove. Just get rid of the chest from it, dude. Seriously. Alright. Okay, there we go. It's nice to actually keep track of which ones need the sword to complete. That's very thoughtful of them. Yeah, original Legend of Zelda. Yeah, it definitely had a lot of interesting ideas in regards to, you know... Actually... Well... Yeah. Exploring dungeons, like, being able to freely explore the place and being able to, like, bomb any wall for shortcuts and stuff, and, you know... Being able to explore the world at your own will is fun. And that was kind of the purpose of, like, you know... Breath of the Wild, in a way, was basically bringing, you know... the original Legend of Zelda into a, modern take. And, you know, for better or for worse, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild definitely did that. And definitely brought, you know, the idea of the original Legend of Zelda to a modern gaming audience. In a modern gaming perspective, I should say. And, you know, they're fine. But we'll go over those later in the list. But, yep. Oh, Zelda 1 is definitely hard to go back to if you played other games in the series. It's very rough and archaic. I mean, it was the first one on the NES, so, you know, it was always going to be doomed in some regard if you played later games in the series and tried to go back to it, so... It just kind of put in an unfortunate spot as the series evolved into being something really good. So, it's just unfortunate for it, that's all. It's just a very unfortunate thing for the original Legend of Zelda. It's still playable, yes, but, you know, when you have all the other Zelda games, it just is not really worth playing the original at all. There's some neat tricks like throwing a bomb and throwing the dongos, they run into the smoke, you can stab them to get a free frickin' bomb drop, which is nice. Try the second quest. And the fact the original game had a second quest, as torturous as it was, it's a game that was more with, like, gaming at the time. It was something that, like, encouraged you to, like, be spending your whole day trying to learn and play the game and experiment through trial and error to eventually be able to overcome, you know, the obstacles in front of you and overcome the adventure that is as treacherous as it is. It's more of a testament to, you know, old school gaming ideas and them really wanting you to, you know, really study a game on your own to try to learn its secrets. It is kind of a weakness, but it is something that keeps it at least interesting. At least it's still, like, an interesting adventure game unlike, you know, Triforce Heroes. So, you know, as much as... Oh, God, I forgot that was a chamber in this game. Oh, God. Yeah, we do have Zelda 2 shit like this, too. Ugh. I keep forgetting about these segments. I don't try to have stairs in my dungeons. Which is fun, considering there's about to be a whole stair chamber later on. Why would you jump on it? You're an idiot. You're not wrong. I know I'm stupid, but I still win it anyway. And yep, that's really all you said of the original Legend of Zelda. I do like the quest, and I do like, you know, the whole story, initializing Ganon as a whole. He's a good villain for the game, of course. And you know, the challenge there is there. Like, I do like its difficulty, it's just, it's one of those things where, you know, the difficulty is done in the wrong ways, but, you know, that's old school gaming, so it'd be kind of unfair for me to really, like, really assault it just for being the first. But like I said, just because of how good the Zelda series has gotten, going back to the first is kind of difficult for me. I've been willing to play it, and I could still play it. I just would rather play practically any other Zelda game than the original. So, yeah, it's nice that it's there for a history lesson, but it's kind of hard to really go back to and enjoy. So there you go, that's Zelda 1. A nice note in history, but otherwise, not an easy recommendation. Especially if you're trying to play other Zelda games. Oh, thank God I had the boomerang, it makes it so much better. Just remember, the boomerang in this game is an optional item, Jesus. Alright, so fourth on the bottom, number 17 would be... Now's when it gets difficult. I feel like I'd be probably going wrong if I picked another game, though. Well, then again, Zelda lists, everybody's favorites can be very, you know, there's a lot of variety of choices you have, so. Yeah, this list will definitely not be the same for everybody, but it's just my personal opinion, man. You know, that's always how it goes with mine. I always just give a personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it, just understand my stance, that's all. And just a nice reminder, I'm not a big fan of Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild. If you've not been watching this LP, I had a whole rant because of the fucking awful dungeons from those games. So there you go. Anyway. Oh, I gotta change the frickin' switch there. Son of a bitch. I do have a chamber like that. Oh god, they made you want to use a fire rod too? Oh, no. I did not see that coming. How am I white, Goombas? Don't have time for you. And fourth at the bottom, I think would have to be, Legend of Zelda? Phantom Hourglass. You'll probably heard me rant about this game, too. I mean, it already felt like it was going to be a disadvantage, because, you know, we've had all the amazing 3D Zelda games on, you know, from the N64 up to, you know, Twilight Princess at that point. And soon to be Skyward Sword. And, well, you know, going from those to another top-down that has Wind Waker's art style, but a lot weaker because of the DS's, you know, lacking power. It already didn't look amazing. It looked fine for the system, but it definitely looked blockier and made you think that Wind Waker looked a lot better. I mean, obviously. And, you know, I will say, some of the dungeons in the game had some neat puzzles. Some of the puzzles that came on the DS were amazing. Like, anybody who's played Phantom Hourglass is probably aware of the one puzzle that requires you to close your DS or 3DS system in order to, oh, wait, what am I doing? Everybody's probably aware of the one puzzle you have to close your DS system in order to basically reveal a map that basically gets you forward to a new place in the, Temple of the Ocean King. It is a very unique puzzle. I love puzzles that take advantage of the hardware. It's very interesting. However, that's where, now we got to the topic of that, time to get to what ruins Phantom Hourglass. Which I talked about earlier in this LP. The worst dungeon in the entire Zelda series, at least in my opinion. Temple of the Ocean King. I get the whole theme. It's basically like, you're going through the world to unlock these pieces and keep telling further this grand dungeon. I don't mind that. It's the execution of that dungeon. Because the way they had it, you basically had to go through the entire dungeon every time. Once you got through the first 3 segments, they had a checkpoint for you, so you could basically start back from there. that still doesn't cut away from the fact that, yeah, you still oh, God. How the fuck am I supposed to hit that? I just made this worse for myself. Oh, I forgot how this works, man. God damn it. Do I have to go back and hit that switch? Yeah, I think I do. God damn it. I made this worse. I should have hit that switch at all. Oh, man. Having those switches is horrible. At least it looks like you have it set to, like, default so you don't get trapped in that room if they do that. Now, I'm sure the logic of the dungeon creator will make it so I, you know, can't actually trap myself like that. I just gotta say no. Still fucking annoying. So let me go unset that now. God, what a pain in the ass. Okay. But, yeah, Phantom Hourglass, that Temple of the Ocean King is just such a big, sour spot. It's so hard for me to want to recommend it, because that dungeon is just so frustrating, it ruins, like, the whole experience. Like, it's so bad. It's also weird that it's like a stealth dungeon. You have to avoid the enemies or you get kicked back to the beginning of the room. It's really freaking obnoxious. Like, the whole mechanic. Like, come on, let's be real. Nobody liked the stealth section from Wind Waker. I didn't hate it, but a lot of people aren't a fan of it. And, you know, nobody likes the, yeah, the fact you have to hide from enemies and you get thrown to a dungeon and have to go back to that again. That's always fun. Phantom Hourglass's whole Temple of the Ocean King was basically that. Fucking horrible. Just, ugh. It just sucked all around. It just sucked all around. Alright. Alright, I can burn them immediately with the freaking magic powder. I forgot about that. Well, I'm doing this the hard way now. At least put you on solid ground. Then again, that'd be a dick move if they didn't. I wouldn't be able to grab you if they didn't. Yeah, piece of power! Not that it matters, because I can't use my fucking sword! Damn it. Okay. Alright. Ugh. I forgot I could shield bump them off. I keep forgetting that's an option I have. You can shield bump them. I don't know why you never remember that. Oh, they automatically move me out of where treasure chests will be summoned too. Huh. Good to know. Now I know they won't spawn a treasure chest on me, they actually move you out of the way. I like the 3D ones where they spawn you on top of it. Which is kind of funny. Yeah, but, okay, either way, the other dungeons are also not much to write home about, unfortunately, because they're just not fun. Like, the touch controls already make it a rough experience as it is, so... Oh! Okay, I can't break those either, since I have a frickin'... I don't have my sword, so I can't actually pierce through those. You get out of my way, sir! I'm not ready for you right now. There we go. Man, this boomerang is wonderful. Thank goodness. It's weird this does more damage than the bow and arrow, and has infinite ammo. Because it's a boomerang. Why wouldn't it? Man, I'm actually spending more time exploring this dungeon than I did creating it. I guess it's ideally how it should be, but even still. But yeah, Phantom Hourglass just is painful. The bosses aren't really that good, and yeah. I will say, at least Linebeck's a fun character to a certain extent. I don't actually hate him. I'm sure some people do, but you know, kind of one of those bubbling idiots you can't help but love a little bit. He's definitely not the worst part of Phantom Hourglass, I'll say that, but yep. The fact that one of the core concepts from Phantom Hourglass is such a rough experience makes it really hard for me to appreciate Phantom Hourglass. It's an okay Zelda game, but... oh! The dungeons are rough. Especially the main Temple of the Ocean King. How many times you have to go through it makes it feel like such a drag. It really does. It honestly breaks down the experience a lot. It's that bad for me. I really, really dislike Temple of the Ocean King. And it's honestly my biggest reason for putting it so low. Like, again, it works. The touchscreens, as rough as they are, aren't terrible. And again, some of the touchscreen features, like the fact you can basically draw notes on a map. And, you know, some of the... I will say the microphone features aren't exactly amazing either. I know it's one of the reasons one of my friends fucking hated and stopped playing Phantom Hourglass altogether. Because basically, there's a section you had to, like... They said you want you to scream in the mic to basically try to get a discount on an item. And, well, he had a tough time getting, like, the best discount off it, having to scream into it. So, you know, the microphone stuff for the DX was always a turn-off, so, yeah. Things that playing on the microphone and that weren't great. But, it's minor. But either way, using the touchscreen and the dual screen design were great. It's everything else in the core game that kind of detract from it, which is a real shame, because it's actually a somewhat decent Zelda game. It could be, anyway. But God, their dungeon designs in that were such shit. Such shit. Oh, they were bad. That's why Phantom Hourglass is definitely towards my bottom. That game is a sour experience. And, well, if I ever get to that game on this channel, you guys get to really see why I hate it so much. Well, that took more time than I thought it would, but you know what? It's good discussion time. Man, these dungeons are going to be a pain in the ass, aren't they? I really thought we were going to get through this faster. Let's end this episode here, so come back next time, more dungeon exploration, and I will continue my Zelda game from worst to best, which is just a recap of where we are so far, from worst to best on the bottom 4. All Zelda CDI games put together. Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, the original Legend of Zelda, and Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, my bottom 4. You guys are curious how the list progresses? And for things that actually get interesting to discuss, we'll get deeper into that next time. So come back for more Dungeon Chamber exploration and creation goodness, if you want to think it's good at all.